A new detail in the trust agreement Donald Trump established to administer his business holdings shows that the president remains financially tied to the Trump organization months after supposedly giving up that access to his two sons. Now, ProPublica recently reported that Trump had added a new clause to his trust agreement on February 10th. Now, what this agreement, this new clause in the agreement says is basically it allows him to withdraw funds at any time from any of his businesses, which number in more than about 400, without actually having to disclose that he's taken money from those businesses. Now, the clause says the trustee shall distribute net income or principal to Donald J. Trump at his request, and the trustees deem necessary for his maintenance, support of uninsured medical expenses, or as the trustees otherwise deem appropriate. So, look, why is this a big deal? Well, the Huffington Post explains. Before Trump took office, he promised to cede control of the entire Trump organization to his two sons, who also pledged to keep the president in the dark about the company's day-to-day operations. Well, you know why? It's because when you're president of the United States and you own a business, well, you kind of sign legislation that could either hurt or help your business when it comes to tax rates and regulations, for example. So it's important to keep that stuff in the dark, how it's going to affect your specific business for this specific legislation. You keep that in the dark so that you can make unbiased decisions on whether or not you approve or veto certain laws that come to your desk. That's why it makes sense to avoid these conflicts of interest. Now, as it turns out, Trump not only may continue to withdraw money from his businesses, so essentially he's also getting paid from his businesses while he's president of the United States, but his son Eric also said that he plans to give his father regular financial updates about the state of his business. ProPublica notes that the revised trust agreement stipulates that trustees shall not provide any report to Donald J. Trump on the holdings and sources of incomes of the trust. Oops. So basically, what he's doing, or what Eric Trump is doing, is violating his own trust agreement. First, by taking money from it, and then, of course, having Eric do reports on how his business is doing, which you're actually not supposed to do. Well, color me not surprised. Doing something unethical in the Trump administration? No. No way. Well, here's the question that came to my mind. If he's a billionaire, why does he need to withdraw a regular salary from his business? I mean, look, you could say, hey, man, but Trump's donating his salary. Well, let's get into that. At the daily White House briefing, Sean Spicer, President's press secretary, presented a check signed by Mr. Trump for $78,332.32 to Ryan Zink, the Interior Secretary. Now, the Interior Secretary oversees the Park Service. Now, Park Service, that's where he wanted that $78,000 to go. So everybody's making a big deal. Oh my God, look at that. He donated part of his salary, his first quarter salary, to the Parks Department, to the Parks Service, man. Wow. What a patriot. He actually cares so much about parks. Well, on that. Now, as I said, Mr. Zink was thrilled at getting this check. Well, why are you thrilled? The Trump power budget that he wants to pass, it cuts $1.5 billion from the Interior Department. The Interior Department happens to oversee the Park Service. So what this is that this is the equivalent of giving a quarter to a person whose mortgage is about to be underwater. Oh, here you go. Here's some change. Keep the change, motherfucker. Seriously. So this is what's going on. And so this is why it matters. Again, this is what Donald Trump is doing. It looks good to donate that money, but of course, it doesn't hurt him at all. So it doesn't really impact him to give that $78,000 if he's just going to go and get his money from his businesses. Hey, I request to get a payout from my business empire that I'm actually not supposed to have anything to do with while I'm the president of the United States, and that I'm not even supposed to know what's going on. This, of course, is not very ethical. Is it illegal? No, not that I know of anyway. But boy, is it Very, very unethical. But again, what do you expect from somebody who cheated people out of a college education? Trump University. Trump University, Trump State. All this different stuff. All these different schemes in order to get money. So, what do you expect? Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.